all in all. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. What I really want to say is, command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's all for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. Here we go. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I should do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. All right, good morning.
I'm too short for the way it was. There we go. I'm Jill Brown, and it's such a pleasure to see all of you here on this Celebration Sunday. Your presence is an important part of our Sunday today, and we're grateful that each and every one of you is here. Each Sunday we come together to celebrate our oneness with one another and with God. And as you know, in unity we welcome people of every culture, lifestyle, and creed. We honor the many names for God and the many paths for God, and the many ways in which to experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of joy, truth, and love in our lives. And today we join with people all around the world who are reading the daily word. And today's daily word is Father's Day. I honor all fathers today. Fathers teach by the way they live. They model love as they provide support, strength, wisdom, and guidance. My father may have taught me to work hard, be reliable, willing, and patient. Fathers continue to learn and grow throughout their lives, as we all do. Our relationship may be strong and loving, or it may have its ups and downs. I am grateful fathers do their best for their children. Whether my father lives or I hold his memory in my heart, today I honor him and pray for his well-being. I hold a vision of all fathers as models of faith and love, blessing their families for generations. And from Luke chapter 15, verse 20, so he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. And now, as a special treat this morning, let's welcome Michael Shorvat.
Happy Father's Day and happy first day of summer. And this song is for all the fathers out there.
I suppose that there are those who say he had it easy, had it made in fact before he'd even begun. But They don't know the things I know. I was always with him. It may sound strange, but we were more than friends. It's hard to tell the truth when no one wants to listen, when no one really cares what's going on. And it's hard to stand alone when you need someone beside you. Your spirit and your faith must be strong. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it new again. Here you see what one man can do. Shaded as his eyes might be, that's how bright his mind is. That's how strong his love for you and me. A friend to all the universe, a godfather of the future, everything that I would like to be. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it new again. Here you see what one man can do. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it work again. Here you see what one man can do.
Michael Shorvat, my gosh, what a gift. Thank you. Michael came to us through Club Divine. Yes, he came and danced and got crazy and then decided, this is the church for me. Yeah, so I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh, so happy Father's Day and welcome everyone to Unity in Chicago. We call this our spiritual community of love, light, and laughter. And Father's Day can be one of those days that it may be that your heart is opening and your eyes are leaking, because that is it's a journey with this experience called family, and we're all spiritual family. And I love that song. It's what one person can do is to nurture, and I just got fathered there by Michael. Who knew, right? So welcome, and we call this our home on Thome because the opportunity is to feel at home here, to be at home just as you are, and to practice how does it feel in this life if I am not trying to pretend to be something, I just let myself be who I am. You know, Oscar Wilde, be yourself, everybody else is taken. It's a good one. It's a good one to practice. Great. Okay, so I'm going to start with a prayer because that's what we do around here at Unity. So just invite you to close your eyes and we just breathe into the sacred holiness of this day, this holiday we celebrate here in this country, and we recognize we open our minds to fatherhood and to the male presence on this planet, not just a biological father, but to anyone that has been a mentor, a guide, a teacher, a musician, a sports person, all the different ways that we've been inspired by men. And so we recognize that we are so blessed and nurtured to know the men in our lives, and we send that energy of love into this community and out into our country where so many men need to know the love that they are. So we just take a moment and breathe into places where people are wanting healing, and we'll just be in the silence of that as we hold the energy of the heart of the man. Jesus, our way shower, invited us to know that it is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And we know that kingdom is inside of each and every one of us. And we celebrate our divine inheritance right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. So again, happy Father's Day. And I'd like to, we're going to celebrate you men here. And we're going to start with if there are any great grandfathers amongst us today. Is there anybody that's, oh my gosh, Walter, woohoo! That's great, thank you, thank you, thank you, wow. That is fantastic. All right, so my gosh, Fountain of Youth, what do you do? That's great, I'm glad you're here. So now, who is a grandfather? Are there grandfathers here that we could give you a flower and celebrate? Very nice. We have one back here. That's great. And so what fathers, stepfathers, people that were in father roles with, I'd say kids or pets, all right? Please stand, right? All right. Good work. And we want to honor all men today. So you were obviously, you were the birther of ideas and creative adventures. So please, if you have not received a flower, stand up and let's get a flower to you. Yes, that's right. Okay. Okay, very good. Beautiful. Well, again, thank you. What one man can do, you all have done a lot. And we're so grateful that you're here with us today. So let me tell you about all the grand adventures going on here at Spiritual Mecca. And one of the things that we had, it was a big week here, we had James Von Prague with us. And so to let you know, yes, it was quite exciting. And we had about 250 people each Wednesday night and Thursday night. It was just extraordinary. And nothing happens around here without volunteers. So if you volunteered for that event, could you please stand and let us give you a hand? Yes, thank you. Thank you. It was a big deal. And it was so great. And Christy Curry, whose picture's up here, really organized all the volunteers. So yay, Christy. I think she's in her office with her feet up, sound asleep. But anyway, it was extraordinary. And I'd just like to remind you, it was so exciting to know that not only are all you physical beings here, there's lots of other beings here, blessing us and loving us. I mean, James would go, there's a guy pacing back there. I'm like, I don't see any guy. You know, but so it's just this idea of, you know, we have eternal life, and it's quite exciting to recognize that we're here in spirit school, and that's what he kept saying. So what are we learning? And we're going to do some healing today just around this idea of fathers and expanding our consciousness around that. James Von Prague wrote a number of books. We have a few of them here. One is Adventures of the Soul, that he wrote about this ongoingness of one's soul. We also have a card deck, which I've already used. It's been so fun to kind of ask a question, and it's called Your Soul's Journey. So we have and another book on grieving, so 2 books and 2 card decks. So they're out there, and they are ours, and we'd love them to be yours. But so it was really a wonderful presentation. If you ever want to follow James, his website is vonprague.com. Okie dokie. Okay, so this coming weekend is Pride Weekend, and we have a number of events to celebrate Pride here in the city of Chicago. And it is, first of all, the Friday night of the weekend, Skip Sam's is going to have the Mystical Cabaret. Hello, is this a spiritual event or what? I've never heard of this, but it's so fun. And Skip will do our meditation, but it's not just Skip, as you'll find out later. It's Skip and a guitarist, a pianist, a fiddle player. So it'll be a wonderful event. And then Saturday there is a race called Proud to Run. And so far, it is yours truly and 2 other people. Hello. So we have a unity team. We're small but mighty. But we'd love if you want to have a great walk and again represent Pride in our city It's called Proud to Run, and you can sign up out there, and you can sign up on our website also, unitychicago.org. Thirdly, we have our Pride Parade is happening on Sunday. Many people are coming. We have a trolley. We have people will walk. It's going to be just outstanding. We had a T-shirt. We have a T-shirt. It is still in existence. We have a shirt. It's not just for the Pride Parade. It's really a unity shirt, and it's designed by Nori Knezedik, and it's really, yes, coloring the world. Coloring the world with light, love, and laughter. So if you bought a shirt 2 weeks ago, it's here for you. If you bought one last Sunday, it'll be here on Saturday to pick up. And if for some reason you were not anywhere near this building and didn't know we had these shirts, you can order one yourself, and it's on this pink piece of paper, and it's a number for 1 hour teas. Okay, so you're welcome, and it has the code for the logo and all that. So that's the pink piece of paper. All right, and so this is the moment where I really also want to, we are now doing the Volunteer of the Month. I have no idea how many years and years I'll be here to honor all of our volunteers, but we are doing this 1 month at a time. And so we are honoring a man today that, let me see if I'll just read to you a little bit of what he's done, because the guy is just remarkable what all he's done. He has renovated our website, assisted with web graphics, created the Unity welcome banners you see as you drive in. He's designed gorgeous flyers for special occasions such as summer concerts and our cafe. He's designed our wedding brochure and is responsible for many of our marketing photographs. Dan is the brainchild of our online business directory. He's directed and filmed many hysterical gala and directory DVDs. You know about Sophie's online sniff out your pooch, your love mate. He was a key member of our Married in Unity team and serves on our marketing board. So let us give a huge Unity in Chicago welcome and thank you to Dan Paterno. Woo! Come on up here. Yay, we love you. Oh, you don't have to drop it. So, all right, so Dan, you are awarded with a medium shirt, and we expect to see you at the Pride Parade. And then we've given you this little clear yes plaque. It says Dan Paterno in great gratitude to our master marketer. Yes. So thank you. So sweet. And here's his box. And you know you'll hear from us this weekend. Did you want to? Do you want to say any? All right. Well, thank you so much, Dan. I mean, unbelievable. All right. So that's it. It's and he's still smiling. You know, see, that's the deal. Tithing your time is just a beautiful thing. And next week, if you're not going to be in the Pride Parade, David Roth is going to be here next Sunday. He is an extraordinary musician that's been with us for years and tons of fun. And we'll record it. If you're not here, it'll all work. But David is going to say, so far, so good. Yes. Okay. Another fun raiser, and it is a ton of fun, is that we're going to play bingo, and it's going to be on Monday night. I know, Katie, bingo! All right, so we're going to have a bingo night. This is Monday night. That's tomorrow night at Hamburger Mary's, and it is at 8 p.m. It's $15 to play, and this ain't your church basement bingo. It ain't. And all the money is going to continue to flourish our gardens. So be sure and come tomorrow night. It'll, only if you want to have a ton of fun. All right. Membership class, we do this 2 or 3 times a year. So if you want to know more about Unity, if you consider being a member, you do not have to decide to be a member before you come to the class. It's just a great way to learn about Unity and meet other people at the church. So it's Thursday night, 2 Thursday nights at 7 p.m. We'll probably meet here in the sanctuary. Now, we are, did somebody give me a door hanger? I wonder, Gloria, just one of those door hangers. We have these great door hangers, y'all, that go on door knobs. It's like, that's how it works. And if you can take, we have a number of them. We walk the neighborhood and put them out to this neighborhood. But if you can take a lot of them and do them at your neighborhood, Is there one? Oh, I just want to hold one up. Yeah, so you can take a bunch, and they're at the, they say our summer activities. And Dan designed this too. There you go, all right? So it's beautiful. It's really great. When we put it on people's doorknobs, it like cheered up their whole front door. I was like, oh yes, and I had one volunteer yesterday. One volunteer came. It was Carol and Lang. Carol, stand up. She and I walked the neighborhood. Yes. So if you want to get these, take them to your neighborhood and put them around. They're just beautiful. So the thing is, Sunday, July 12th is our first event, which is our picnic. We're also going to have a craft fair. So if you have jewelry or whatever you have designed, you're welcome to have a table and sell your crafts at that fair. Big news, though, on July the 12th, we're having one service. So the other people, they were going to get to sleep in. You people are going to have to get up earlier. Okay, so it's 10:30 on July the 12th. So be sure and put it in your calendar so you can get here and be part of our combined service, because it'll be really exciting. Okay, and if you want to have a craft, go and be with Roe. Okie dokie. Now, you thought what one man can do was exciting? Well, now we're going to get to see what two men can do. Michael Shorvat and his father. Oh, you know what? Sorry, we have one other thing. I'm so sorry, but it's about to happen. And boy, I tell you, these people, y'all should be in the race with me. I could tell you're ready. Yeah, okay. We've got to do our candle. Oh, 9:30. Let's see. Okay. So we celebrated fathers, and we celebrated that energy that really connects us all, and that is the light of God within all of us. And so we say, put your hand on your heart, I am the light of the world. And look at two neighbors, no running from section to section. You are the light of the world. And then we say together, we are the light of the world. Fantastic. So I'd like you to get up and say to one another, good morning. I'm so glad you're part of my spiritual family. Good morning, y'all. All right. All right, so in celebration of Father's Day, what two men can do, we are now welcoming Michael Shorvat and his father, George Shorvat, that are going to sing together. And they have a little story of how this came together for them.
So everyone, this is my dad. Say hi. Happy Father's Day, Dad. So a few years ago, my dad told me out of nowhere that there was something on his bucket list. And he said, that one thing was that he wanted to play music with me. We'd each been playing guitar and singing for years and had never played together. So we made that happen, and now here we are today. I'm still making his dream come true for him. So
yes.
So this is my gift to him today.
Thank you. I said I love music and I love him a lot. So thank you.
This is the start. This is your heart. This is the day you were born. This is the sun. These are your lungs.
are the scars deep in your heart. This is the place you were born.
This is the hole where most of your soul comes ripping out from the places you've been told. And it is always, always, always yours. And I am always, I'm always I'm caving in. Hallelujah, I'm in love again. Hallelujah, I'm a wretched man. Hallelujah, every breath is a second chance. Yeah, and it is always, always, always yours. And I am always, I'm always, I'm always yours. Yeah, always, yeah, always, I'm always yours. I'm yours, yeah. Always, yeah. Always, I am always yours.
Thank you. My gosh. So, George, thanks for dreaming. I tell you, this is. Oh, thank you. What a beautiful example of how love works. Oh my gosh. All right. So, how many people out there had fathers? All right, okay. That's good. And so the thing is that as many hands that are up, how many people had a father, I guess is what I should ask, are the many different experiences that fatherhood is. That some people had something in common with their father like you all do and had that experience. Some people their father was around. Some people, their father wasn't around. Some people never knew their father. Some people, their father they were very close. So you see, there's not any right or wrong with it. It's just this crazy spiritual, unknown experience that is your life. And there is this thing, people say sometimes we pick our parents. I don't know, but I do know that it is that whatever was your experience was something from which you are maybe still healing, maybe still growing and learning. How do I expand my experience around family? How do I expand from this maybe one person or two people, or I needed these people to be this thing, rather than these people all had their parents and we're all part of something bigger than just needing people to be what we want them to be. And perhaps in that consciousness, we really can understand what Jesus, I believe, was teaching us, which was, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, that it's already been given to you, and that as often as young people, and young either in age or in consciousness, to be able to become spiritually mature and to be able to understand that if there's pain within me, it's not that you need to change, it's that I want to know something more of who I am. And that's how we become free. So these, these maybe Hallmark holidays or these holidays that sort of force us to feel like I should have this experience really are an opportunity for us to grow into something bigger. Does that sound like that's going to be a lot more fun? Okay, all right, great. So, the one thing about the holidays, there are a number of little humorous stories, and I was watching a show the other night that asked people to write in about things that their fathers did. Now, some of these things are obviously, I think, fathers from the 50s, but your father may have done these things too. But so one lady writes in and says, my dad hates to do cardio. So he makes a rum and coke, and he puts it in the cup holder of the Stairmaster, and he says, that's a Bacardio. All right, so last Thanksgiving, Dad, sometimes they didn't have as many manners as some would like. So last Thanksgiving, my dad, in the middle of the dinner, smiled, but he had gravy on his lips. And he said, gravy, man's lip gloss. All right, so this one I really could relate to, that we were watching 20-year-old videos of our childhood, and my dad came in and said, what are you watching? And we realized he had the same shirt on that he had on in the video. Get the wardrobe going. So my dad was a man of few words. When the hair barber asked him, how do you want your hair cut? He'd say, in silence. And Dad's keeping up with technology. My dad asked for a selfie stick, right? You know those things? And I asked him, why do you want one of those? You never take pictures with your camera. And he said, no, I want a stick that when you see those people taking pictures with their selfie, I can hit them over the head. That's my stick. And Greg Tamblin writes, our friend, he says, for Father's Day, I got my dad a T-shirt. We got my dad a T-shirt that says, do not resuscitate. He wears it when Mom takes him to the ballet. Okay. So we know, dads are the brunts of many jokes, and I know when my dad was alive, he had this hat that everybody made for him that said, oops, because my dad was always trying to fix things, and he fixed a few things, but when you heard him say oops, something really bad had happened. And so he had this hat that said oops, because he always tried to downplay it, but usually it was a big mess. So we get to be in this world today, or this conversation about how do we perhaps honor the man that brought you onto the planet, but also how do we open our mind to seeing how we're fathered in so many ways, how so many men in your life have been benevolent or have been a guide for you in so many ways. When I consider being in a 12-step program, so Dr. Bob and Bill Wilson were fathers for me, and certainly Charles Fillmore was a father for me in co-founding our movement. And I think of all the men that are my friends today, authors, and so many people that have really been a blessing to me, so many of the men that are even here. So it's so much lighter than how it was when I was little, when I needed my dad to be, what I thought I needed him to be. So we're going to look at a number of the fathers, so we can sort of look at this bigger. I love that penguin. So we're going to look at the fathers that have, been historical fathers. There was Adam. And Adam, we could say, was the father of mankind. But the other thing I like to say about fathers is none of them are perfect. And Adam, of course, ate from this apple that Eve gave him. And they, of course, then fell into shame and went off and hid in the bushes. And so Adam started a behavior pattern that might have been, you might have heard from your own dad when you ask them for advice or help, and they say, I just do whatever your mother tells me to do. So you might have heard that. I know my dad would go, just talk to your mom. I don't have any information about that. So that could have started there with Adam. Oh, now we have Abraham, and Abraham was the father of the Jewish people, but Abraham had a tough time too. He was a great leader, but with his son Ishmael, he had to leave the home when he was a teenager. And Isaac, we all know the story that he had this message that he was supposed to sacrifice Isaac. So he takes Isaac up to the top of the mountain, and he's about to sacrifice him. And this lamb comes along, and he's like, oh, I'm supposed to sacrifice the lamb. But we know that Isaac was dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder for quite a while after that. So, Abraham was doing the best he could. And we know Jesus was, of course, the father of reminding people about that indwelling kingdom of God, the indwelling spirit. But Jesus was the father of all of his disciples. And those guys, talk about confused. They were sort of, we don't get it. You're supposed to teach us all this. And he kept saying, no, it's within you. Wake up. I'm just like you. And I came here to remind you who you are. You're not supposed to be just fishers of fish. You're supposed to be fishers of men. And they're like, we don't get it. Don't leave. And so, Jesus, challenging, trying to remind people how great they are. And George Washington, the father of our country, that George Washington was put into office in 1775, and he was not able to have children because he had smallpox earlier in his life, and so he was the father of our country, but didn't birth children because, fatherhood is something much bigger than just raising children. It is an energy. It is a consciousness of what is mine to do. And that's why, fatherhood is normally about men, but it's really what am I here on the planet to birth? What is even bigger than the idea of just being about children? So many fathers, and then we have these men that perhaps they touched your life, and Martin Luther King, the father of racial equality, and Charles Fillmore, as we said, the co-founder of Unity, Einstein, founder of modern science, and Steve Jobs, the father of all the Apple things, right? So there's lots of people, creative energy. So one thing that Father's Day spiritually has really created for me is that sense of, many of us grew up in the sense of, I want this to be different. I want this person to be different. I want this family to be different. I want this life to be different. And so what we want to work with today is moving from I want something to be different, that would become I create something different. Okay? So I want something different becomes I create something different. Do you notice that that's what we say here at Unity all the time? That, I want to knock on the door with all the chains around it and 5,000 bolts, and I'm going to bang on it and come on, open up. And then when I let go of that and I look over and what can I create, there's always an open door. There's always someone that says, you are lovable. You are valuable. And it may not have been that one man that was, your father figure in life, but so we can create something different. All right. So the idea then of Father allowing that expansion of what that is to go on to the idea of nurturing. Because parents, I have a lot of parents that will come and say, I feel overwhelmed and I'm, not quite sure how to do this. And I always say parents are people. So men and all of us need to learn how to be nurtured. When I was studying marriage and family therapy, I had the opportunity to run a group of men that had been sent by a judge who had been sentenced to be in this group for domestic violence charges. So when I walked in the group, I wanted to tell them, this could be your spiritual awakening, but they didn't really want to hear that. And it was very scary for them to come into a group of men because all of them had been abused themselves. All of them had every sort of emotion not validated, and the only one they felt comfortable with was anger. And their anger had created this very small, very scary world for them. And so part of the requirement of that group was that they had to take each other's phone numbers. And that was, at the beginning, very strange. But I said, the only way you're going to get free out of this sense of having to know and having to do and only being angry is to let yourself be nurtured. And the man Joe Zephyrin, who taught our men's workshop, said that this is part of what happened in the Industrial Revolution, that the father left the home. And so the father was separate from the family. And so this idea of men, all of us, but especially men, needing to be nurtured and needing to be friends and needing to be connected and needing to feel like someone's taking care of you in addition to you taking care of others. Nature knows about this. Oh yes, nature is so on this. And so I want to show you one of my favorite videos of the emperor penguins, because those guys know how to bond with each other. So let us watch these guys. You think Chicago winter's cold? Mm-mm.
In the bitter Antarctic winter, emperor penguins have little choice but to incubate their eggs in the toughest, coldest conditions on the planet. Here the males, whose responsibility this is, stand virtually immobile through more than 3 months of searing gales and temperatures as low as 80 degrees below zero. They have their layers of insulation to protect them, but in the end their only hope is to huddle together, sharing their heat and insulating each other with their bodies. Slowly they shuffle around, so that each penguin takes his turn on the frozen outside edge of the circle. Together, they survive the harshest place on Earth.
Oh, it's so sweet. So here we go. Here's the first men's group. All right. Yay, penguins, right. So not only do we get to expand our idea about fathers, we also recognize how we can't do it. They can't survive without huddling together. And again, if you're here by yourself at church, it's nothing to when we're all here. So how is it that one can allow this nurturing and this people seeing you, men or women, but especially men, as we're talking about Father's Day, and how many friends do you have that just see you for you and can love you just the way you are? Because this life won't work if we're all giving out and not receiving. Our affirmation is all about this today, that it talks about, it's in your bulletin, but we can put it up here so we can all say this together. My life is lived in the flow of love. I maintain a good balance of nurturing and being nurtured. And let's breathe in, right? Because we're really good at taking care of others, right? We did our self-care class yesterday, and we meet every month to say, we're not very good at this self-care. And so we're learning how to receive. So finally, I'm wondering about what Michael and George taught us about how do we create something new? Did anybody ever like really want to change yourself so your father would understand you, or change your father so he'd be more open, right? And so it's probably just a dynamic of a new generation when we're usually 20 years, 30 years behind our parents, and so this idea of I wish they understood me, but they don't is probably most of our situation. So my father was a scientist, and he was a hematologist. So he was really interested in blood. Now I came on really being interested in feelings. So you can imagine, like, where do you get blood out of that? You can get blood out of that turnip. But do we? But when his whole thing was like looking through a microscope and being interested in blood, and I was, so you can just see, we just really did not connect as people, and it didn't lessen the value of either of us. It was just that feeling of constantly, boy, I wish there was that sense of recognition. So I did a lot of very interesting things, and one of them, because I wanted to sort of be more of a scientist, because it seemed like that's maybe how my dad would get me. And so there was a vocational opportunity to go work in a dental office. And so I did, and I was really doing things like teaching young people how to brush their teeth, and sending the birthday cards out. Happy birthday! You can come get a free floral treatment, or I don't know what it was. But basically, my job was pretty simple, and I was supposed to be available to help if I needed to. So one fateful day, one of the hygienists didn't show up. Bad day, because somebody had an emergency, and who did they come to get? The toothbrush girl, me. And I'm in there, doing the birthdays and getting my little toothbrush kits together. And they said, Heidi, we have an emergency. I'm like, well, gosh, I hope that works out for you. And he's like, no, we need you to come and help. And I said, well, for what? Does somebody need an extra toothbrush? And they're like, no, you're going to have to do this little suction thing because somebody's having a tooth extraction. I'm like, what? Does that involve blood? So they send me in there, and I'm doing this thing, and I can see the patient is looking at the dentist, pointing at me like, you're about to lose your assistant, because I'm sort of, And then pretty soon, I went, clunk, and I fall back on the back of the floor, and so the staff comes and hauls me into the, little white shoes up in the air, woo! So I have to go home. And, of course, tell my dad, first of all, when I left the dental office, they said, dear, you may want to find another vocation. This isn't going to work for you. But this idea of how hard I was trying to like something that I just couldn't do and I couldn't like. And that kind of pain propelled me a lot. And what I really get about Father's Day is that pain will propel you to do the thing you're supposed to do. Because eventually it was clear to me I had to do something in the people business. And through my absolute clarity for that to happen, I was able to come be with my dad later in his life and not need anything from him. I'd been fed by all the authors and musicians and male friends, and I have a number of older men that have really been in that role for me. And it's been weird to receive unconditional love when I didn't feel it from my dad. So my question for all of us is, rather than, let's put that up again, I wanted it to be different. How can I create something different? And this story that Michael and George had, George said, he had grown up when Michael would play in bands and down in the basement and just loved them playing. And then Michael sang at his mom's memorial service, and his father thought, I want to play with him. And that you were able to ask him, and then Michael said not only did it end up being his father's bucket list, but it was on his bucket list. And so this creation of, whether it's with, your dad, like you all created, or with someone in this world that is a mentor of yours, and how do we create this new experience? And when I was able to be back with my dad, I felt that huge relief of, I've sort of imprisoned him to be a guy that was born in 1930, that was raised by his dad, to be this, I'm pondering my life. Well, he didn't really care about that. He cared more about cells and helping, and he helped lots of people. So our world gets to be so much bigger than maybe the trauma around one person. And it's okay to feel sad, and if today's a grieving day, I totally understand. And something new is going to appear for you when we allow our minds to open like we do here. We allow God to be male and female. We allow life to be a loving presence that comes through nature. We allow ourselves to bond with each other, seeing God in one another, rather than I need you to be different for me to feel better. Has that ever worked? No, not right. So in our world then of expanding our idea about all the fathers we've had in life, this idea about nurturing and allowing yourself to be nurtured by each other, by nature, and then finally to create something new. And on the notes page, I have you to look at what I want to be different, because we're really good about that. I want this to be, and for each of those, what could I create differently? All right? And so we're going to have a moment of creation in our meditation to allow something new to come through to you. And please give yourselves a hand, and especially for all these beautiful men here. Y'all are great. And Skip Sams is going to remind us how holy and whole we are. So let yourselves relax into your greatness and let this be your best Father's Day yet. Skip will sing this through once, and then we'll all join him for the second verse. Yay, holy man.
How holy am I light up the whole world. How holy am I light up the whole world. I am truly loving. I am totally lovable. I am truly loving. I am totally lovable. I am holy. I am holy, fully loved. Fully loved.
Let's join Skip.
How holy am I light up the whole world. How holy am I light up the whole world. I am truly loving. I am totally lovable. I am truly loving. I am totally lovable. I am holy. I am holy, fully loved, fully loved.
So we breathe into that flowing, swaying nature of how love is. I live my life like wearing a loose garment, open and flowing, allowing all emotions to be completely appropriate. The heart is so wise, carries a lot. And so when we affirm we are fully loving and totally lovable, there may be a shift that starts to occur. I forgot that I am totally and fully loving and totally lovable. It may not have been what I told myself this morning. But Jesus, like he reminded his disciples, that you're not just fishers of fish, you're fishers of men. And we allow this world to be alive by knowing who we are. It has been and continues to be the Father, Mother God's pleasure to have given you the kingdom. And so we allow this time knowing that we're fully loving and totally lovable, to reflect on perhaps a man that has been a spiritual mentor for you, or a guide, or a teacher. And if that doesn't come, certainly this beautiful world on which we live. To reflect on an experience that brings love into your heart and allows you to feel that exuberance presence that lives in you at all times. I am fully loving. I am totally lovable. Let's take that into our time of silence and marinate in that truth. Let it spread out from your heart throughout your entire body. And just radiate. And I am fully loving. I am totally lovable. Just like the chair on which you're sitting and the beautiful sun that's shining through the clouds today. This incredible garden that surrounds our wonderful building. We are so loved. We are so supported. And we relax into that magnificence and completeness and wholeness. And as we feel that fullness, we now sing with Skip in the way of you are truly loving and you are totally lovable. So I'd invite you to take the hand of your neighbor if that's easy, and let's sing together our last verse. How holy are you?
How holy you are, you light up the whole world. How holy you are, you light up the whole world. You are truly loving. You are totally lovable. You are truly loving. You are totally lovable. You are holy. You are holy, fully loved. Fully loved.
Now we sing about we.
How holy we are, we light up the whole world. How holy we are, we light up the whole world. One more time. How holy we are, we light up the whole world.
We invite you to speak the names of those people that are in your hearts, those intentions that you have in your heart. Please speak them now into this space. We hold all of your intentions and all the intentions that come into Unity in Chicago in our incredible, powerful prayer energy. We see our intentions lifted up, infused, and surrounded by the presence of God, and we affirm answered prayer right now, and so it is. Our prayer chaplains today are Sue Ellen, Jeff, and I, Michael. And we would love to pray with you today. We will be right outside the Fillmore room. Just if you have something you really want to pray about, if it's there, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with us and let us hold it up to a higher presence. Affirm the highest good and the perfect outworking. Thank you.
So thank you, Skip Sams. Let's give Skip a hand. It was so beautiful. So do go see Skip. He'll be here Friday night, and he has a table out in the Sunshine Gallery. So now we have this time to celebrate our abundance and our oneness. I was looking for my phone. Again, you are welcome to turn on your phone and find this app that's called Easy Tithe, and it's another way that you can give and operate from your phone if you choose. It was so exciting to have the James Von Prague event because there were a lot of people, at least half the people have never been in Unity in Chicago. So I just want to tell you how wonderful it is that you do support this building and this experience, because people came in, they said, it feels so good in here. And that's because of you all. So I just thank you for supporting this place and this beautiful ground, and for many, many years, many of you. So thank you so much. So we give from that sense of where we've received. So I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment and let's just recognize where we've received. Certainly one of your job may be one place, but from so many avenues. We always say this is one of many, many channels of good. So we give in gratitude. We give from that sense of that overflowing cup and the wellness that is our divine inheritance. Amen. So I invite you to hold that one of many channels of good in your hand. Let's infuse it with that wonderful energy of you, and let's say our conscious giving blessing together. And if you're online, you can donate right there. Divine love, richly flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way. And Gretchen's going to sing, I'm so grateful. You can do the hand signals if you choose.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Do you feel it? I'm so grateful. Yes, you do. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, like you mean it. I'm so grateful, 'cause you do. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Beautiful. Wow. Grateful for Gretchen. That sounds good. All right, look at all the flowers. You all are, it's like you just bloomed. Okay, so let's just breathe into that gratitude and just the feeling of being here, feeling of our spiritual family, of this great music, of this ability to have this kind of experience, to be free to experience the expansion of one's mind, the resurrection of one's soul. It is such an honor and privilege to be here and right now. So we bless these tithes, love offerings, that we know that they bless this building, these grounds. They go out and exchange hands over and over again and come right back into our lives in amazing and magical ways. So I expect a miracle. Together, I expect a miracle. Prosperity is my birthright. Prosperity is my birthright. Abundance is my way of living. Abundance is my way of living. And I let the God times roll. And so it is. Thank you. Thanks so much. I so appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So we welcome Jill Brown and some updates about life here. Yay. All right. A little cold. Yes, but we're sending you healing energy.
Okay. Is anybody here for the first time this morning? Raise your hand. Yay! Well, welcome. To those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are so blessed and we are so happy that you have joined us. We hope you've enjoyed your experience with us. And we have a small gift as a reminder of your time here, a beautiful flower. And along with that flower you're receiving, we invite you to come downstairs after the service. Stop by the Welcome Zone in the library. It's on the first floor. You'll see a big banner. I think it's blue. And it'll say, welcome. So we hope you'll come back and see us again. And today's flowers are given with love from Ralph Lippert, celebrating 61 years with his beautiful wife, Nina. She was here at the first service. And he writes, not many people get to spend 61 years with their wife, buddy, pal, and love. What a lucky guy I am to have Nina. Happy 61st anniversary, honey. Love, Ralph. And he, as well, is recovering from knee surgery. So he's watching us online, or he did watch us online. Are we? Okay, that was just for Nina. We sang Kiss Me Once for Nina at the 9:30 service. Okay, just a couple more reminders for you. This evening we have an opportunity to participate in a worldwide summer solstice meditation with the Chicago Didgeridoo Chorus. This global prayer for peace and world balance includes instruments from around the world, and it begins right here at 8 p.m. And Wednesday, our chaplains lead our midweek meditation at 6:15, and then at 7 p.m. we are blessed to have Preston Click bring his Ocean of Devotion sound healing meditation. His beautiful wife, Emily, will provide craniosacral healing as well. And I invite you to come and let the healing sounds of Preston's gong and his crystal bowls wash over you. It's really a beautiful experience. The website is unitychicago.org. It's the place to go for more details and information of upcoming events. Do we have kitties? Come on, Carol. The names on? Okay, I don't know the kitties' names. The kitties' names are?
Oh, well, we're trying not to name them. There's 3 black kitties. These are 6 weeks old now. Actually, these are 8 weeks old. I have a 6-week-old, and I have a 6-month-old and an 8-month-old. These are all black kitties. So, and they're all very friendly. This guy's purring, and though you can't hear it. Anyway, they've had the sniffles this week, so they haven't been fixed yet. But they're happy kitties, and they'd be happy to find a home, and thank you very much. Thanks, Shoshone.
Okay, and now we have an invitation from Skip Sams.
I wake each morning, I say it's going to be a great day to be me. Then I sing. I think it's really crazy in our society that we can tell ourselves, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. But as soon as we start to say, I'm amazing, I'm intelligent, then people think we're egotistical. But the truth is, I am amazing. I'm the light of the world.
Love is found within infinity.
So if I'm amazing, I know you are too.
I love the man I am today, and I'm grateful I was made this way. I am
Come to the amazing Mystical Cabaret.
amazing. I am.
It's a musical celebration about you.
You rolling?
Thank you, Skip. Where'd you go? Are you still here? Yes. Thank you for that inspiring little message there. Okay, and finally, let's welcome back Michael Shorvat. And a reminder that Michael does have CDs available in the gallery.
Feel free to get on your feet for this one. We all need some help, yeah. One, two, three, four.
Help! Need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now if I change my mind and open up the doors, help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life is changing, oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. Now I know I need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now if I change my mind, I've opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me.
Woo! Thank you. Have fun. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all can stay standing. So Michael and the Peter Pozak Trio and Gretchen, come on. That was far out. So should we do that Beatles series again? That was fun, huh? All right, so we'll work on that. That sounds good. All right, so we're going to say our affirmation, and then we're going to say our mission statement, and then we're going to do our blend-in song, weave song. Blend, weave, you know what it is. Okay, so my life is lived in the flow of love. I maintain a good balance of nurturing and being nurtured. And here's our declaration to the world. We are a diverse spiritual community of light, love, and laughter, comprised of people of all faiths. Through creative thought, affirmative prayer, and meditation, we bring good into expression in our lives and in the world. Whoa, it's good to know y'all. Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. So create something new. Whatever you want to be different, just create it different. And let's sing our Weave song. It's been an honor. Namaste.